term has passed since we collaborated with Folkinitiativet, an organization working to strengthen the democracy of Umeå in a time where the municipality had illegally sold out public housing. Our focus that term was easy. We had an organization needing help, and by building modular furniture, we could do an event they needed. This term has been different. We started by collaborating with aldrig to create a portable machine for relief printing and held workshops at Klossan. This is still in use and is to be used at Bostadsvrålet this weekend to give children activities to allow their families the possibility to take part in lectures. However, something was missing in this project and we started looking for something else where we could use the tools for communication we had gotten from the printing. We started studying women's safety in public space, or the lack of the matter. The topic has always been important, but never has it been as debated as it is right now. We had a discussion with a young woman living in Oldhem about where in the area she felt unsafe, and her answer was quick. She mentioned a passage in Dungen between the nightclub and her home that she had often passed at night. It has no lighting, lots of possible hiding places, and benches in an angle that you must pass by. Our initial idea was to create a passage inspired by Levtunneln, a feeling of safety given by lights and sounds. However, the nightclub is closed for the season and the partying inhabitants of Oldhem had somewhere else on the weekends. This made us focus on a daytime intervention in the form of a pop-up focused on information and communication. And after borrowing 150 meters of electrical cords, we left for the site.
Säger du att det är Dungen, Frida?
The color chosen was pink, together with the old symbol for femininity, the triangle. The information we wanted to share was statistics having to do with the safety of women, both in public space and in the most private of spaces. Every year, 17 women in Sweden are killed by a man she is or has been together with. 96% of all reported rapes in Sweden towards adults in 2016 were committed towards women. 3,560 cases. 20% of the women in the world are sexually abused before the age of 15. 23% of the women in Sweden stay home at night, based on the fear of being assaulted. For men, the number is 6%. Men commit nearly all crimes. In the cases of rapes, robberies and murders, 93 to 100% of the prosecuted are men. Every third week, a woman is killed by her partner in Sweden. Together with a table for our snacks and a pyramid configuration that made it possible to circle the piece, we came to a UFO-like structure. The idea of the intervention was to get a possibility to share information and experiences with the people passing the area. We held our expectations quite low and were surprised that it worked so well. People we had never met previously sat down with us to spend the bigger part of our 12 hours we had on site. We had a good time, they got to try printing for the first time, and we got to discuss issues of safety. We had one man stopping, leaving his phone call and sharing with us how much issues of women's security meant to him, and had always done so ever since he grew up with a father beating up his mother. Young women shared stories on how they didn't even reflect on the fact that they chose their way home based on fear, and how they thought they were acting stupid for walking home at night with music in their headphones. A woman who had previously been convinced that small actions like ours couldn't make a difference mentioned that she thought they could maybe work as part of a bigger picture, and that possibly she had changed her mind and it could be worth reporting new rapists, if not for anything else than for the statistics. Women whose language we didn't know and who didn't know ours stopped to hold our hands and to dance to the music while eating popcorn. One of the last stopping was one working at a women's shelter and in a middle school who talked about the importance of communication and information. How children are interested in these matters if they are allowed in on the discussion and given the opportunity to ask questions. She also encouraged us to do something more with our piece, to give more people the possibility to take part of it. Bring it to Rådhustorget. Kuppa lite för fan. This was a piece of advice that we listened carefully to. wishing we had started earlier, as when we had begun we wanted to continue. We had to do something quick if we wanted to do any more of this project. We stuck with the information we had gathered and chose a new location to spread it, one that has been the site for many assaults in the past few years.
Space in my heart for this much. You seem confused, you think I'm cruel, but believe me, I really thought.
To solve these issues, communication, information and discussion is key, and maybe we can work to create rooms for this to happen.